All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Got people tuning in all over the world. Love to see that. Love to see that. Yesterday we had record numbers on the coaches corner on Thursday. So that was awesome. Good to see everybody this morning. And finishing out the week, I see we got Alan White, and a big shout out to Cindy. Good to see you, Cindy. And the word for today is authentic. Authentic. So let me ask you, who comes to mind in your life when you think about an authentic person? Just they are who they are, right? Warts and all. Warts and all, That's one thing my mentor used to say. He said, I love people that's just who they are, warts and all. They're real. They're real. When you look at authentic, it says in the dictionary of undisputed origin, genuine. They're genuine, right? Couple of things I came across. One was if you are authentic, if you are your authentic self, there's no competition because there's only one Arlene Hutchinson, right? Thank goodness. I don't know about two out there. Whew. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Arlene. I love Arlene. But here's the deal. There's only one, right? So there's absolutely no competition. And it's really, I think authenticity takes courage. It takes courage. I want to tell you, I get to throw myself under the bus all the time, but there's been times in my life where I hadn't been authentic, hadn't been myself. I've walked in a room and I put on this disguise or this front. I don't know if you would agree that you've done that too, but I can tell you I have. And it takes courage to just be yourself, right? And, I know this when I have transparency and I'm just myself, I actually feel better. I actually feel better about what I'm doing. And so I think that's a lesson within itself. But what does it mean to be an authentic person? Like what would you look at yourself and go, okay, what does it mean? How would I outline this authentic person? Well, authenticity is about consistency between our deeper values and beliefs and our actions. So how we believe, what our belief is, and our action. What are we actually putting out there? And I even think like and let's just take the business world, our profession, like leaders. When I look at leaders, and I lost my place. It's one of the most important qualities of leaders. Are they genuine? Are they authentic? Do they stick to their values? Do they lead with integrity? Like people that are leading, whether they're leading the armed forces or they're leading our country or they're leading our company that we work for or we work in, like, do they lead with integrity, honesty? Are they genuine people? Are they people that just they're who they are? They're transparent. I think a lot about the people I've worked with in my life, and I've worked with some that I could say yes, that's absolutely the case, and I've worked with leaders that I could say that's not the case, and you probably could too. So we want to surround ourselves with those type people, but we want to be those type people. And that's really what the word authentic meant to me today is as I'm walking around, what can I do to ensure that Brent Palmer is being authentic and understanding that it's not easy to do. It takes a lot of vulnerability, takes a lot of courage, takes a lot of stepping up to just go, you know what, I am who I am, and that's who I'm going to stay, and that's who I'm going to be, and I'm going to show it in every facet I'm in. So the last thing I got to share is I believe we need to understand like two facets here. Um, one is by self-reflection, we must become aware of our true self, our values, our wants, our desires, our characteristics. And that's where I go back and go, I got to be willing to be honest with myself. You know, when I look at the weeks or I look at the months and go, okay, Brent, let's self-reflect. Let's take a self-evaluation of yourself. Are you being authentic? Right? Because it's tough to do. And then the second thing is, as a necessity to live in a fulfilling life, we must express our true self on a daily basis. So I encourage myself, like, if we really want to live a fruitful and abundant and a fulfilling and a fun life, God only made one Arlene Hutchinson. I go back to that comment. So if she's herself, it's almost like the universe is going to put back like this fun, fulfilling life for Arlene. And if Brent just is himself and puts himself out there, guess what? The world's going to bring back like this fun, fulfilling life for Brent. But I got to be myself, got to be authentic, and got to be who I am. And I'll give another shout out. She always is on the coach's corner, but Robin DeMio. I love Miss Robin. I've known her for a long time because she's just who she is. She's just who she is. You know, and for that, I so appreciate it because it takes courage, and it just is a quality. I want to be around the people that are just who they are. And I want to be that person too. So, Andrea, I'll turn it back to you. Good word for today for me.
Oh my goodness, that was a fun one. And when you mentioned Robin, all I could think about was, isn't it fantastic when we feel like we truly know someone? Like where we can feel like we're in that inner circle, and when we feel like we kind of know what step they would take next, like if they were in our shoes, they would probably do this. Like it's so fun to really know someone. And I think, and I didn't, this is not my lesson, but I just thought, if we're our authentic self, then we give that gift to other people, that they know who we are, kind of what we're going to do and what they can expect. Like everybody on here knows, if I see a baby bird, like I'm going to love on it. Like there's certain things about my character that everybody on here would not be surprised, right? Because hopefully I try to be a little bit authentic. So authenticity, the quote that I found, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Brene Brown. And I think about like, and I keep going on tangents, but have you ever had times in your life where everything felt so heavy, where you're like, oh, but isn't so much of that is when we're trying to fit into a role that's not us? Like when we're fighting to be somebody that we aren't actually, it can be really hard and really overwhelming. But when we step into who we truly are, it's so freeing, not freezing, freeing. So how can we be more authentic? First of all, increase our self-awareness. So authenticity is not something we have, it's a goal, and it's who we are. And Coach talked about this. It requires courage and clarity. Like we have to write down our own personal definition. Like what does it mean to Andrea? What does it mean to John? What does it mean to Letitia to truly be authentic? And then reflect on who you are and who you want to become, because we might not quite be there yet, right? Like we're all trying, hopefully, to strive to be a little bit better. Number two, recognize the masks that we wear. So every single one of us is human. And we all have moments in our life, I would guess, I know I do, where we put on a little mask so we can fit in certain places. So most masks should be avoided and maybe need to be avoided, but we've got to figure out what they are. Kind of like, you know, if you're on social media, like we have the option to put on a filter, right? And all of a sudden, like we know how to do makeup, or we look a little thinner, or maybe we have like chiseled cheekbones, right? Like whatever it may be. We have the ability to do that, but then when we go into the grocery store and people don't know who we are, that can be a little bit discouraging. So the masks that we put on with our personality do the same thing. So just reflect each day on the masks that we might put on, and if there are places, hopefully there are, that we can start taking them off, right? And then number 3, embrace that vulnerability. So turning off that filter, right? Taking off that mask can be really, really scary, right? And it all comes down to, are we afraid of what other people are thinking about us? But if we pause for a moment, we'd probably realize that the person that's judging us the most, like, lives right here, right? Like the person in the mirror is probably the one that's going to be judging us, because other people, they're too busy focusing on them to really be focusing on us. So, being authentic is accepting the flaws that we have, and just knowing we've got doubts, we make mistakes. We can be afraid of showing our own real emotion. We're only human, right? Every single one of us on here, as far as I know, we're only human. So authenticity is not about being perfect. It's about accepting and being our true self. So how can we do that? Stop taking ourselves so seriously. Like, we're just practicing. We're walking through every day, and every day is kind of a practice day. And we're just going to practice and do our best. And tomorrow we're going to wake up and go to practice again and hopefully do a little bit better. But we always have to adjust. We're going to make some changes, and life is anything but finished, right? So just have fun and laugh at ourselves, because if we can laugh at ourselves, then it doesn't really hurt so bad when somebody else laughs at us, right? And number 4 is just be. So in order to be authentic, we have to be present. And that can be hard. Like, every single one of us lives in a world with a billion distractions. We have distractions right here on our phone. We have distractions in our home. We have distractions everywhere. So to try to just slow down and put our phone down, have some eyeball to eyeball time with the people that are important to us, be present with yourself, and just be. And then number 5 would be accept feedback as a gift. So, sometimes it can be hard to be authentic because we're afraid of the words that somebody is going to give back to us, right? They're going to say, well, that was really great, but, or maybe they're just going to start with the but, right? So people are going to absolutely reflect our blind spots. So we need to listen to them, or we can listen to them, to help find the spots where we're not being authentic, okay? And then lastly, give yourself permission to change. Being authentic does not mean being the same today, tomorrow, forever, right? It means changing our mind is okay. That, learning and growing can absolutely be fantastic. Our identity is not fixed. Our personal decisions shape who we are as we continue to grow and expand and evolve into our best authentic self. So this was a good lesson, Coach. Thank you. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he's not coming back. I don't know. Well, this was a great one today.
Okay, I'm back. I am back. I for some reason it locked up on me. I couldn't unmute. So Zoom was trying to hold me down. Okay. That was a great lesson. Thanks for the lesson. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. I am blown away with the numbers this week. Awesome. Everybody that's tuning in and you're new, like, I really hope you continue to come back, because we love this community, and man, what an amazing blessing it is. So happy Friday. Go out and rock this weekend. Have a great time. And we'll see you back on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.